Hello everyone. I thought with the new release of a Predator film, Prey, coming this Friday, which will be August 5th, 2022, it's time to have a look back at the Predator film series, the good ones and also the bad ones. As of the last Predator film, which nearly killed the franchise on a whole, I'm amazed we're even getting this one. Which just goes to show we're probably going to be getting Predator films until we die. But hey, I'm hyped for Prey and I hope it revives the franchise because we all know it is in definite need of a quick revive. I'm only going to be covering the Predator films and not the Alien vs Predator films, as one, they're kind of separate, and two, I'll probably do another video on Alien vs Predator some point down the line. Probably not though. And on that note, let's do this. Alright. Starting with the very first film all the way back in 1987 titled Predator. It starred our favourite maid-loving mayor, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and to this day the film is still amazing and is probably the best Predator film to date, unless Prey can take that crown. It has action, mystery, great characters, great sets, and last but not least, amazing one-liners which revolutionised modern society as we know it.
Dylan! You son of a bitch.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
Knock, knock.
Yeah!
Stick around.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
We can kill it.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
You one ugly motherfucker.
It has been loved throughout the decades and continues to be loved even today. It introduced us to one of the most badass aliens in movie history, the Predator, with its cool features standing out, making the creature iconic, such as active camouflage, shoulder cannon, wrist blades, and also thermal vision. To think this is the design we nearly got? Predator also introduced us to one of Arnold's most famous roles, Dutch, who as shown earlier has some of the best one-liners of all time. Not to mention his fantastic team of characters. The film came out in 1987 and grossed a total of $98.3 million at the US box office, and currently has 80% on the tomato meter, which is still the highest rated Predator film even today. I'm not really fussed when it comes to films being better than other films, so I just hope that Prey is as fantastic as the original Predator film, because that would be just fantastic. I'm not doing this film justice, so I'd highly recommend if you haven't seen this film, you definitely check it out. The sequel to the first one, even though it has nothing to do with it, besides the same iconic monster, coming out in 1990 and with a budget of $20 to $30 million, it grossed $57.1 million at the US box office, which is far lower than its predecessor. It starred Danny McBride. It starred Danny Trejo as Lieutenant Mike Harrigan. No, that's still not right. It stars Danny Glover as Lieutenant Mike Harrigan, which picks up with him during a current heat wave that has hit Los Angeles, and a turf war has also broken out between the gangs, which I'm pretty sure is between the Colombians and the Jamaicans. As learnt in future Predator movies, the Predator likes the heat, and that is what has drawn him to Los Angeles in the sweet, sweet 80s, in search of that sweet hunt that gets the Predator so excited. Danny Glover is great in this film, facing off with a Predator who has a couple new gadgets this time around. For example, the Predator Spear, which has gone on to be a classic weapon in the Predator's arsenal, as well as the Predator's net. This film also has a great one-liner, which I'm going to add in because although the film isn't highly regarded as the best Predator film, it's still a class act of a one-liner.
It's alright, I'm a cop.
I don't think he gives a shit.
I still quite like this film, to be fair, despite most people feeling it misses the mark. Compared to the first film, it's still an interesting take on the Predator and I still enjoy it even today. It's definitely not the worst Predator film that has been made since the original, and I'd rate it higher than most people would. But yeah, I quite enjoy the second Predator film, to be fair. I'm probably going to miss a load about the films that I talk about on this video, but oh well. Jumping ahead to 2010, and I still can't believe that that is 12 years ago now, and losing the number in the title and borrowing the S from Aliens, we have the third Predator film, which came out titled Predators. With a budget of 40 million, the film made a total of 127.2 million US dollars at the box office, which is good. If a film can make back double its budget, then I would say it's classed as a success. The film takes place in a mysterious jungle with what appears to be a group of strangers appearing out of thin air and not knowing how they arrived. But obviously, in case you didn't get it, there's predators hunting them. There's more than one predator hunting them. That's right, more than one. More than one predator. They've gained the ability to put more than one predator in the film. Fantastic. This film, same as the previous two, I quite enjoy out of the 4 solo films that we currently have released. Again, quite an interesting take on the predators themselves, but I have one big issue with this film. It is the first to introduce the worst idea that has also followed into the sequel, and we all know how that ended. We can't just have predators now, even though there was nothing wrong with them in the first place. Now, we have to have super predators. These are the main predators for this film and are pretty much the exact same as regular predators, but slightly visually different. For example, their faces are more spider-like. There's even a normal predator tied up who ends up fighting one of the new predators at the end of the film, which does not go down well. I never understood why we had to have super predators, but hey, the super predators in this one are nowhere near as bad as the ones that followed in the sequel. For me, that's probably because the super predators in this film are practical and the one in the sequel was CGI. Although this is the third Predator film, it still has no ties to the prior two, despite Dutch getting a sweet mention because why wouldn't he? All in all, I still enjoyed this film, but the super predator idea knocks it down a bit for me, apart from this guy. This guy looks sick. Finally, here we are. The most recent Predator film, the one that nearly killed the franchise, and also my least favourite out of the 4 films so far. The Predator had a total budget of 88 million US dollars and made only 160.5 million US dollars at the box office, which is not good. This could have been due to a number of issues that plagued the film, worst being the controversy that followed there being an actual predator on set, which, if you really want to know about yourselves, you can look into it. I'm pretty sure the film had to be reshot. There were a bunch of screenshots that leaked, and what we ended up getting was a total mess. This film brings back the Super Predator idea in a much worse direction, for this time the Super Predator is entirely CGI, and not great CGI at that, and appears to be hunting a normal predator who is apparently trying to help the humans, even though there's multiple scenes where the predator is killing humans. So I don't even know where that came from. Unless I missed something, I doubt it. I don't miss anything in films. I'm too much of a legend for that. Even with the director Shane Black, who produced Iron Man 3 and The Nice Guys, and who was also in the original Predator film, it wasn't enough to make this film a hit. I'm also pretty sure this film canonizes Alien vs Predator in this universe as well, as on the wall in the facility there's an alien tail spear used in the first Alien vs Predator film. I don't really have that much to say about this film, unfortunately. I remember it being due for release and being very hyped for it, and then I remember it releasing and being less hyped for it. But what I will say about this film is I do actually like the regular Predator design. I think the mask looks very cool, and I thought that the Predator itself was also very badass from what we did see of it in the film. The Super Predator is boring with its skin being impenetrable and not needing a mask, and it's way too big, and I just feel like they went over to the top with the idea and it definitely did not land. And once again, that CGI was not great. And that's pretty much it for the Predator, to be honest. The trailer was very cool, all the different trailers that released for the film, but there's not really that much else to say for it. It definitely tried its best. There we go, ladies and gentlemen, a brief history of the Predator films. I'm very excited for Prey, and when that does come out, I will be doing a review on it, and also going over my thoughts, and also the possible future of the Predator films and where they could go next. I have my fingers crossed for it, because Prey looks cool as fuck. I mean, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't know if they bring the Super Predators back. But if they do, I'll be pissed. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'd really appreciate it if you left a like and also subscribed. I'm aiming to try and reach 1,000 subscribers at some point. Hopefully sooner rather than later, because that would be ace. If you like this, please check out my recent video on Stranger Things Season 5 theories. Alright, that'll do. Thanks everybody, stay safe and cool, and I'll see you in the next one.